Yeah, I mean, what a great job by SEMO's pitchers today. I mean, they threw four guys at us that really located, and they pitched out of a couple of jams, but starter got them off to a really good start. Just throwing strikes and giving their guys an opportunity to get a lead, and probably the tough one for us is we're down 6-1 and we had a leadoff single and a double in the seventh. We're thinking if we can cut this lead in half, get it to 6-3 at a minimum that inning. They bring in a reliever and, he gets a ground ball to third and a pop up and another ground ball and we don't score. That was difficult, because, but you got to give them credit. They pitched us good. They, kept us off balance, a lot off speed, especially the first guy. Wilma, I think is how you pronounce it, but I mean, he threw against us the other day. He was pretty good. So we'd seen him. But he was better today, obviously. And, he stepped it up, and congratulations to Andy and those guys get a chance to continue on.
All right, with Kendall and Peyton here, we'll go questions for the student athletes first. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I guess for both guys, Kendall and then Peyton. Yeah, Dave mentioned Wilma, and on the board, it looked like a lot of those curves were like in the 60s, and I think he said they were wanting to throw even slower because obviously you guys don't see pitching like that probably much. I mean, how tough was he, and especially that slow curve he was throwing?
Yeah, he did a really good job. He flipped that curveball in. He could flip it for a strike. He could bury it. Complimented his heater, even the slider really well. So hats off to him. He did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, same thing Kendall said, mixed well, and with a big difference in speeds like that, you see the off speed and it's super slow, and then the fastball looks harder. So he mixed well, and credit to him.
And you guys have been so good most of the season, especially here at home. Just I guess how big a shock is it that you're going 1-2 at home when I think coming in you were 33-3 here? Maybe everybody could take that if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's always shocking when you want to go out there and win and you don't. We just fighting and wanted to keep playing for as long as we could. And I'm just really grateful for this year, Coach Van Horn, my teammates, and it's congratulations to SEMO.
You guys mind taking that too? And just, I guess how tough it is to lose at home when you've been so good at home all year, and then, how disappointing it is.
Yeah, man, it sucks. Gave it all we had, but like P said, congrats to SEMO. They played a good game, man. I love every single one of these guys. Appreciate all the coaches, whole program, everything they've done. Obviously wish for a different outcome, but obviously that didn't happen.
With last night's close loss and then the quick turnaround, just how tough was it to fall behind early today and kind of have SEMO land the first punch there in the first inning?
I mean, it's really no excuses. We've played a lot of games on a Saturday, late night, long night, and you get up Sunday on a weekend series and you play that morning, that afternoon, you got to get up early. So, we've kind of been doing it all year, so I really wouldn't say it was like a struggle or anything. But yeah, they got up ahead. I thought Gage threw the ball well. They can really swing it, and they put together some good at bats, and so hats off to them.
You guys talked about Wilma being better today, but what specifically can you maybe point to that he did differently today compared to when y'all saw him on Friday?
I think just like his whole repertoire was working a lot better. He had the fastball, slider, curveball. Really liked that curveball today. I thought it was a lot better than it was the other day.
It was obviously tough in the moment, but you guys been here a long time, won a lot of games, won conference championships, divisions. I guess went to Omaha in 2022. Just when maybe a little time passes, do you think you'll be able to put in perspective the careers and you know, all this and the stuff this year too, a great year, just disappointing ending. Just how would you sum it up? It's obviously not how you want it to end, but overall it's a pretty good year.
Yeah, I mean, I can, look back at right when I came in here, I've just matured so much, and kind of like I've just said earlier, I'm just grateful for the coaches and Coach Van Horn for giving me an opportunity and that he recruited me here. And it's a dream come true to play at University of Arkansas and one of the best baseball schools in the country. I've just grown so much as a person under him and under the staff, and that's stuff that you can't take away. And so, I just grateful for these guys. I've been with them a lot. We've played a lot of games together, and they're awesome people, and it doesn't matter what happens in life, that these guys on this team are going to be successful because we're all just really good kids, and that's a testament to the staff and who they recruit, and I just love these guys, and I'm I don't know, just I don't know.
These
You guys,
past,
yeah, I want to touch on that a little bit each year.
yeah, these past 5 years have been the best past 5 years of my life. I've made lifelong friends. I've played against competition I never dreamed that I thought I'd play against, and I've grown as a person and a player, and never thought I'd be in the situations that I got to be in. Yeah, third year here. This team's accomplished a lot of amazing things. Looking back, I think, like they both mentioned, just being able to meet lifelong people, people, I look at as family. I'm just super proud of all these guys, man. And obviously it was a little very disappointing this year. Especially, third year captain. I don't know, you just wish you could do more, but forever be grateful for all the opportunities, coaches, everything. And be, a hog for life, man.
Guys, we appreciate you. Proud of you.
See you guys.
Take questions, Coach. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Dave, Andy was just in here and he said, I don't know if he said he had kind of tears behind his sunglasses. Obviously, it means a big thing for him to beat Arkansas, to beat you. How much respect should just kind of as disappointing as that was, just how is there a part of you that's, proud of Andy?
Well, I've been proud of Andy ever since he, played for me a long time ago. And, we went off and well, then he coached with us a little bit and then helped him get a job. I didn't know if he was going to make a career of it. I thought he was extremely intelligent. He's a great student. He was a catcher. He didn't play all the time his last year when I got the job there in Nebraska. We had another good catcher that he had to split time and he handled it, like a man when he wasn't playing every day his last year. But I've watched him coach at A&M, K-State, head coach at SEMO. He's done a great job. I don't know, just excited for him and his family that, that it's worked out his whole career.
And then I know we talk all the time about baseball is crazy, especially in the postseason. But you guys were so dominant at home, 33-3, and then to lose these last two. I know you were technically the road team, but obviously you're in your home ballpark. Just how do you explain something like that?
Well, we didn't pitch very good. I mean, that was pretty obvious last month. It's we had two of our, we were rolling pretty good early. You got bing, bang, boom. You got 1, 2, 3. You got two lefts and a right, and they're all going to give you innings. They're all experienced. And then all of a sudden you can see a little crack in the armor. One got wild. One's always having issues with his arm. I mean, it was just boom. And the steady was Smith. Smith was the guy. He was the rock. He carried us the whole season. That guy carried us. And, I just think that, the pitch had got a little tired. Offense was been a roller coaster all year. It's, whether it's a shoulder injury or bad start for different players. And, we we had to fight for so many wins. You just go back and look at our scores. I'm going to say in the SEC, we had played 15 to 18 games. Win or lose by less than 3 runs. Everything was tight. We didn't blow anybody out. They didn't blow us out. A lot of 5-4, 3-2. Man, it was stressful. And, you know, I think maybe you just beat us up a little bit mentally. You know, by the time we got done at A&M, I was hoping that, you know, we'd recover a little bit. I thought we had. We hit at the tournament. We didn't pitch good at the tournament at all. I mean, we gave up 9 runs and I don't know how many else, but we came back, rested, and we swung the bat so good on Friday. We swung it really well yesterday, left 13 out there. And then today it looked like we were exhausted. You know, I didn't really know what to do or say, you know, but I think SEMO just did a tremendous job of pitching to us today. And, you know, but it's been a battle. And I would say that's probably when you don't pitch good, you don't have a chance. I mean, because the pressure of hitting this type of pitching day in and day out, you've got to stop people. And we struggled a little bit the last few weeks.
Dave, you mentioned the 8th inning in your opening, but also in the 5th, you know, Peyton had just hit the home run. Y'all loaded the bases, had Hudson White up, and then didn't get any, and then they hit the home run in the very next half. And just kind of how big of a moment was that? Did that maybe suck a little energy out of the dugout?
Yeah, it did. I mean, you got to give them credit. You know, they bring in the lefty and he goes 3-0 with the bases loaded. And we throws one right there for a strike, and then 3-1, he's got the green light to go and took it. And it was a borderline pitch, but he called it a strike. He's thrown 5 fastballs in a row, and you know what he threw? A changeup. 82 miles an hour from 89. He hit it off the end of the bat. And I mean, that was the pitch of the game, in my opinion. If he throws a fastball, I think he hits it hard. If he throws a ball, we got to run in, and you know, here it comes. You know, you never know, but you got to have some guts to call that pitch. And it's a good pitch for him. And once he got into a count where our hitter wasn't going to go down looking, they threw the changeup. I like the call. That was Sawyer's right there.
And this may be a tough question to answer in this moment, but I'm curious how you balance maybe the regular season success and then with the disappointing ends to the last 2 seasons when it comes to you know, decisions you have to make this offseason.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's a lot of decisions we have to make this offseason. We're going to lose almost all our players again for the 3rd year in a row, really since 21. We've had to almost start over. You know, you have a couple of freshmen and maybe 1 or 2 sophomores that have shown some stuff, but I mean, we've lost our complete outfield again. They'll all be gone. You're going to lose your second baseman. I don't think the first baseman will be back. Starting catcher's gone. Starting third baseman graduates. Your whole rotation will probably go if they get an opportunity. I mean, I could go on and think about it every day. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is these days. So we've got kids coming in. We're going to get hit in the draft again. Last year, the draft killed us, absolutely killed us. And, we lost 4 freshmen last year that would have been freshmen on this team, and they got $11 million total for all 4 of them. I just hoping to get a couple of them, just get one of them. We didn't get any of them. So that's our battle. We know it. And, we got some good young guys in the program that are going to get better and gain some experience, but we got to get more. We got to have more. So we'll be working hard.
What changed for Gage in the 4th inning when he lost it a little bit there?
Well, he had the hitter 1-2, or maybe he fouled off a fastball, might have went 2-2. Then he decided to throw a breaking ball. It was up, just like in the first inning, he's got a hitter down. He throws the breaking balls up and he slices it out of the park after 2 quick outs. And, I felt like they were hitting his fastball. It had a lot of carry on it, having trouble getting on top of it. They try to keep him off balance a little bit, but just it was location. He was located pretty good. Thought his stuff was pretty good. Just you got to come up with one more pitch for him, a little more of that off-speed pitch. Changeup's not bad to the lefties, but you got to have more of a slider cutter type pitch that can be a go-to pitch to go along with that 92, 95 mile an hour fastball that he has. And hopefully next year we'll have that for him.
No, we've talked about Hagan a lot this season, but now that it's come to an end, just what can you say about his impact, not only this year, just on the program as a whole? And have you had any talks with him yet? Just with the season kind of coming to an end right now.
Well, my thought on him is he's one of the best pitchers I've ever had, and he's such a difference maker for our team. Just without him, pretty much taking us 5, 6, 7 innings in game 1 of every SEC series, and giving us an opportunity to save our bullpen. And most of the time we end up winning that game. We'd find a way to win another game. Swept a few series here. I mean, you take him off our team and we're just really average. And that's the way it is. One guy can make a difference. And you got kids that are jumping around in the portal, and teams are paying these kids, and somebody is, and you snag a guy and he pitches to the World Series, or he hits you to the World Series. It happened last year. And there's some of that going on. I mean, it's about who can get a break now and get an older kid to come in here and fill in. And I mean, I look at SEMO's team. That's one of the oldest teams we played all year by a lot. Right fielder's 24 years old, a couple 23-year-olds, 22-year-old. Now they have a freshman playing second base that hit a home run today, and that's rare these days, especially in the mid majors. They've been really old, and that's what you get. But yeah, you take Hagan Smith away from us, and we're just pretty average. We fielded the ball really good this year. I think we probably fielded 982, which is probably in the top 3 or 4 in the country. We didn't make very many mistakes. 3/4 of the season, we didn't walk anybody. And that's why we won a lot of games. We just played really solid baseball. We weren't real exciting to watch, so to speak, all the time, unless you like pitching and defense. But that's what we had. And I mean, that outfield we lost off that 23 team. I mean, Jared Wagner in left, Josenberger, Borfin. You got a left, right, and a switch, and they can all hit it over your head. They can all play defense. And the outfield this year, they all hit 7, 8, 9 in the order. A lot of them. Very rare. Usually those guys are going to be middle of the order, and we got to get that right. So we're working on it. I could go on and on about personnel and what we got to do for the future, because my mind's already hitting there, and it never really leaves there. It leaves there to come to the field and practice, play games. But I mean, you got to look down the road a year or two. But Hagan Smith, I have talked with him, and he's going to be a high first-round pick. So to speak, I think the hay was in the barn, even though his last couple outings weren't great. If he'd have had 2 great outings, it might have messed up some people, but I think he'll be one of the top 10 picks. Could be second, third, could have been first, might be 5th or 6th, probably would be my guess. And I honestly, I just think he ran out of gas, even though we rested him a lot this year. We kept an inning back from him. We were hoping to get it last night. Didn't happen.
You just don't see a big looping curve like that very often.
Yeah.
How much of that play in it? It's just so rare.
Yeah, you don't see too many curveballs in the low mid 60s. Usually the lowest one you'll see might be 70, 71, 72. It was a true curveball, the old curveball. And then there's a slurve and a slider and a cutter, but just that pitch is really different. I mean, and then the kid was throwing at 89, 90 miles an hour with some run on the right-hand side. It's like Stovall said, it makes it look a little harder than it is when you're kind of trying to sit on that thing a little bit. And, you have to guess, and then he throws you the fastball, so you can't swing. And if you're guessing fastball and you get the breaking ball, you can still get you a swing or 2 out of it, and he did. And, we lined out the left field. We were running a runner on a play with 2 outs. We lined out to center. I mean, McLaughlin hit him twice hard and didn't get a break. And then the worst ball he hits all day gets a single. I mean, that's the way the game works sometimes. So, yeah.
Andy actually credited his pitching coach for that changeup.
Yeah.
He
See, I
did.
mean, I'm sure you guys asked him about it. Not a lot of people probably don't know what pitch it was. They just come to watch baseball, but I was like, wow, you just threw a changeup. And I can remember doing that many a time against teams that were powerful in situations like that. He might have been part of one of those teams. And sometimes you got to do it. You give up a walk compared to giving up a grand slam or bases clearing double. And that was a good call.
He said the other day that the fact that you admitted that you rode him like a mule that one year, maybe like propelled him. Like, is that, I don't know, what did it mean to you to maybe set his career in motion doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. My wife gave me a hard time about that the other night when she read that, but that's Andy. You know, Andy's really funny, kind of dry sense of humor. And, you know, that's one of his lines, bring me back to my Nebraska days or working with Coach Childress. And because he was the king of the one-liners, pretty funny guy. But I was hard on him because I thought he had, first off, I thought he could take it. It was going to make him better. But I know when to leave him alone too. I know when to pat him on the back. But he's done a really good job because I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to stay in coaching. Just, I mean, the guy's like a 4.0 student. And I forget what his degree's in. He can do whatever he wants. And you know, it's like I told him after the game, I said, "Hey, man, you made a career out of it. You get to get up every day and do something that you love. There's not a lot of people that get to do that."
Dave, just touching on something that you addressed yesterday, just talking about how teams didn't want to face you guys because of the way the offense was looking. The best has played all season long. You guys have been averaging 11.5 runs
Yep.
per game, 14.5 hits heading into Sunday. I'm assuming that you would assume that performance would continue.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised. We didn't think it would go down like this, and I think it's a combination of their pitchers doing a really good job of mixing pitches and locating, and our guys might have been a tick short, maybe just a little bit tired from yesterday's ball game. And yeah, you can talk about it when you get home at midnight or later, and you unwind, you take a shower, you unwind. Next thing you know, it's 1:30, 2:00. We got breakfast at 9. We're having a scouting report. You know, it just, you know, maybe I learned something. Maybe just let them sleep in till 12:00 and tell them to show up, and we'll do it like we do in summer league and just play, you know. But I just felt like we were just slow. Today's game reminded me of the game in 17 when we had to play till 1, 2, 3 in the morning in the rain. I think that was 17, wasn't it, against Missouri State when balls are hydroplaned into the outfield. And we won the game. And I think so then we had to play one more, winner take all on Monday. And I can remember I didn't get home. When I got in bed, the sun was coming up. And I got up here, so it's 6 or 7 o'clock. And then when I got in bed, I got up here at 12:30, 1 o'clock, and the whole team was already here. And they were bouncing around the locker room. I thought, man, we're getting ready to win this thing and move on. And it just didn't happen. We couldn't hit. And they'd already thrown their better pitchers. We just couldn't hit. I just felt like I kind of saw that today a little bit. It reminded me of that a little bit.
Dave, going back to thinking about the future, you mentioned the up and down nature of the offense all year. Would you consider like a philosophical change with the offense, and how confident are you that, you know, Coach Thompson can lead
Yeah.
it, turn around?
You know, he's ate up with the offense and analytics, and he really tries to train a swing. He does a great job. Probably no one works harder than him at it. You can always make adjustments, you know, and a lot of times I think what you're talking about is maybe a little bit more of an approach. Really, in my opinion, that's always important to do that. But we got to get a little better athlete. You know, we can't just have 8 guys that hit homers. I like guys that hit doubles, and I like guys that hit homers, but you got to have some guys that can run too, and you got to be able to create some offense the days the wind's blowing in or they're really good on the mound and you're having trouble making contact. And that's something that that we want to do, and we're trying to get the right players. You know, the 4 guys that we lost last year that were high school kids, those kids could all really run and they could hit and play. And it kind of devastated us a little bit. It threw us back. And so, yeah, always looking to get better and make adjustments.
Yeah, Dave, on a tough day, was that kind of nice moment for you put Parker rolling up, giving him a bat, then he hits it out. I mean, I know it didn't win the game for you or anything. Was that kind of a nice
Yeah.
moment for a guy, older guy?
So I don't want you to think that I just put Parker in because I thought the game was over because I didn't. The left-hander just finished up throwing to Helprick. He didn't hit him. Helprick has been really good, had some really good at-bats against lefties this year. Started him to try to give White a chance to rest his legs so he could catch game 2, because I was planning on playing tonight. And once Helprick, I had Roland getting ready to hit in like the 5th, and then they brought the lefty in. So I know he's a switch hitter, but I like him a lot better left-handed when he hits left-handed. So I let Helprick hit again. And then obviously after he got his last at bat, I thought I'm just going to let Roland catch the next couple innings, because I really felt like I knew who they were going to finish the game with, pretty much, a couple of righties. And I did have a nice moment with him just a few minutes before I came up here, and I said, "Hey man, I really enjoyed your last swing of your career." Yeah, it was good, and that's his first home run. This guy was our starting catcher last year on a team that won the SEC. And he didn't catch this year for us because we had other guys that were more talented. But we've had a few meetings throughout the season. It's tough when you got younger guys playing in front of older guys or guys that played before. And I knew this was the way it was going to be, but he kept a great attitude, and I thought he could help us with the bat, and he did.
Much appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, man.